Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'll never know if I'm on mute or not anymore, so I just kind of figure it out as I go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 202 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. It's a little late, but you're going to be late.
Burning that midnight, all Negroes, y'all love it. We here. It is what it is. We are delirious. I'm going to let you know right now, this is no sugar, no coffee, no caffeine, no nothing. This is pure delirium is what it is.
I was going to say, if you're going to do it late, you might as well do it raw. And here we are.
Well, I got 2 kids, so time of day.
Nope. Nah, there's another joke in there.
There's a joke. That's the Inception joke. There's a joke within a joke within a joke. But we're going to leave it there. We're going to get right into it. HBCU news around the culture, baby. MEAC scores. We're going to handle all the lightweights first because I got a lot of shit to talk. South Carolina State handles business on homecoming against Savannah State. Hey, Savannah State.
I knew that was that scheduling. Let me know that was a homecoming game.
That was a welcome to South Carolina State. Thoughts and prayers out to everybody that had to deal with everything that happened with the foolishness from the people that did not go to the school. But we knew Chennis was going to show out. You knew this was going to happen to Savannah State. Y'all are unfortunately, right now against South Carolina State, y'all are just some drill cones. Y'all just some cones. That's really it. So shout out to South Carolina State. Got anything?
No.
Quick. Del State with the valiant effort. Valiant effort against, was it Mohead?
No.
Monmouth. Against Monmouth. It was a good game. Delaware State may have the best rushing attack in FCS football.
That was what I was about to say. At least he's establishing, hey, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do it well. And I appreciate that, especially from a guy who played receiver. I never in a million years thought that he would come in immediately be like, let me establish the ground game in the way that he has. He's nailing that.
Yeah, I know y'all don't like him in Philly. But I saw some remnants of Chip Kelly in the offense a little bit. Just the way that he's running things in terms of the organization that he has on the sidelines. Chip Kelly was
Peace Gillis, 15 carries, 132 yards.
Yes. Whew. Cooking. But again, Monmouth, they lost, but it was only by 5. They keep putting up 30.
But this is the thing. Monmouth's QB went 25-38 for 351 yards and 4 touchdowns, and their running back went for 32 carries, 203 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Just too much offense.
What you getting out the portal then?
Yeah. Somebody got to hit. Somebody finna hit that line. Hey, man, he can do that. Hey,
man, Morgan State, dog. Y'all had it. And then I don't know what defense y'all played on the Hail Mary where there was nobody in the end zone. There was nobody in the end zone, and y'all got beat on the Hail Mary. It really wasn't even Hail Mary. It was a fly route. That's really how you got beat.
Yeah, that was whatever it was bad. And we were rooting for them. And I joked, I had never heard of Georgetown football until Reggie brought up Peanut Butter Kid. And it was a good one. And it made its way around because the Hail Mary catch was so good that you hate to see HBCU take a loss like that. But hey, man, you got to get back there. Y'all know what it is. We've all played football. We know what it is. At the end of the game, Hail Mary, you and prevent, knock it down. And you didn't. Sir. But we get to celebrate today because if you see in that top left score, that is the Norfolk State Spartans falling to those Hampton Pirates 34-41. Congratulations, boys. Y'all did the job. When Boykin needed a win, y'all gave him a win. I think that you just buying them weeks at this point. But Braden Davis, 16-22, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Grayson Goldsmith, 11 carries, 75 yards. Braden Davis also 14 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Hey, 239 yards on the ground is an impressive day.
Let me tell y'all, the way that Norfolk State was posting on social media during the game, I thought that they were blowing us out, bro. Everybody was posting on social media. Norfolk State, easy. Touchdown here, easy. Oh, and they kept showing like the long run. And I was like, bro, there's no Hampton highlights. What is going on the MEAC? Nothing. I went and looked at the page. I said, Hampton is whooping. Not whooping, but they're sticking with them. Like, and it's a high scoring game. And I finally saw like, oh, MEAC really is mad at Hampton for leaving. They ain't put not a nail highlight.
Let that hurt go. Let it go. And we ain't coming back till you get the money right. How about that? But yeah, shout out to Hampton doing what they needed to do. As y'all can tell, my demeanor is substantially different. It is always better when your teams do what they're supposed to or don't play at all.
Or don't do what they're supposed to.
I mean, not that far off. But yeah, that covers the MEAC. And we hop right over to the SWAC. Bethune-Cookman, 35 points against Alabama State. Impressive. Great job. Mm-hmm. Arkansas Pine Bluff, not great. As soon as we start believing that y'all might be something, y'all let Texas Southern take y'all not to the woodshed, took y'all behind the woodshed and whooped y'all ass. Something crazy. 51-7 is absurd. Now, before we get to Jackson State, Prairie View A&M plays Alcorn. Alcorn has been pretty terrible all season. Prairie View squeezes out a win here, 13-12. So this is the thing about Jermaine Jackson so far is he hasn't lost a bad game. I don't know if they've lost outside of the game, their money games, but the games that they are playing and winning, they're not looking convincing. And that is where it gets tricky for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So first off, so if we on Prairie View, I got some stuff to say about Bama State and Texas Southern. Well, really, I don't have nothing to say about Texas Southern. I have everything to say about Arkansas Pine Bluff. But Prairie View and Alcorn, first off, Prairie View, I misspoke. I spoke at Saturday Morning Live, and I was like, y'all not that good. Y'all 2-3, blah, 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 blah. I didn't realize y'all were undefeated in the SWAC.
Yeah.
Where it matters. Now, with that being said, you probably have the lowest point differential of all of the teams.
Boy, just squeaking.
Y'all got 2 wins by 2 points total. And then I think the third win, I can't remember who y'all beat, but the third win.
Oh, no. They beat Texas Southern by 1 point. Beat Northwestern State by 3 points. Beat Alcorn by 1 point. Boy. Y'all beat Grambling
in the SWAC then. They 3-0 in the SWAC though.
They beat Grambling, Alcorn, and Texas Southern. Those are they.
They beat Grambling by how much?
28 minus 13, 15.
Oh wait, so that saved y'all. You minus that Grambling? Y'all a little rough, but hey man, a win is a win is a win. It is what it is. So shout out to Prairie View. Hey, they are top of the West right now, if I'm not mistaken.
They are, but I mean.
Ain't nobody in the West that you seen Southern and Grambling, and Texas Southern, but they already beat them. Speaking of Texas Southern, my notes for this game are brief. Pine Bluff is who we thought they were, and Texas Southern apparently is not. I didn't think Pine Bluff has always been bad. For as long as I can remember my entire existence, I don't remember Pine Bluff ever being good. Back to the SWAC on BET.
So there is a trick bag with them. Number one, if you Texas Southern, you're rooting for Southern to pull off an upset next week. But they still got to play Alabama State. You assume that's the game that they lose. Alabama A&M, it depends on what team shows up. Pine Bluff and Mississippi Valley State. So, I mean, we're still in the middle of this thing. And if Texas Southern does what they're supposed to, there is at least a way, considering what they got left. I mean, I guess they in the same boat. They still got Alabama State and A&M and Southern left, and Grambling next week.
Hold on. Okay, you confused. I was talking about Texas Southern. Who you talking about?
I'm talking about Texas Southern as well.
Oh, you just said they played Texas Southern.
No. So I was giving you Prairie View A&M, who they have left, and then I gave you who Texas Southern played. And they both played. Yeah, they both play Southern. They still got Southern left. They both have Grambling left. They both have Alabama State and Alabama A&M. So
PV, I thought you said PV already beat Grambling.
No. That Texas Southern. Texas Southern. Yes.
PV. Yeah.
Actually, I think PV plays Southern this weekend. Correct. Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna. I got no faith in Southern.
Right. But if you're Texas Southern, you need them to. Hey, man, do us a solid here.
But what it is the West is gonna be wacky, dog. That's how the West is every year. The West is wacky, and the East is not. Shout out to Bethune-Cookman. This is the third week in a row. Y'all have put up major scoring points, 30 plus. I am impressed. Now you ran into the buzzsaw with Alabama State and Andrew Body in that team. He's the most efficient quarterback. Well, he was the most efficient quarterback in FCS football. I think another guy had just went 46 or 48 or 48 or 50.
Yeah, the kid from
that may have boosted him in the completion category. But Andrew Body and Alabama State took care of business against Bethune-Cookman, because I thought they were going to be looking forward to this week coming up where they play Jax State, who literally flexed their muscle. Like literally 57-24. We thought Alabama A&M was supposed to beat people up. No, let me tell you, got the shit kicked out.
It's an ass cutting, boy. And it wasn't close ever. I was monitoring the game the whole game, and I was like, oh, they beat them. If I remember correctly, it was by middle of the second quarter. It was already all she wrote. Jackson State is just really good. Alabama State also really good.
High North Carolina State. This is going to be a 57-52 game. I hope.
Yeah, South Carolina State really good. I wish we could get all of those teams
to play against each other. A playoff, a HBCU playoff.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, it would. But so it was a good weekend in football for the SWAC. It's going to be a better weekend in football this weekend because it's a lot of big games. October and football season go together. And finally, before we go, Tony Brothers from a Norfolk State alum and his wife, Kim, were honored and have named the Student Center Ballroom after them at Norfolk State. He has been a referee for years in the NBA.
And to the people listening and to the people watching, it's the black referee that does not look like Gucci Mane.
Well, there's a lot of
no. If you say, all right, not Gucci Mane, the other guy, they know exactly. Oh, that's Tony Brothers.
I have so many jokes I can't say, but yes, Tony Brothers. Shout out to Tony. Well earned, well deserved. I'm assuming he'll be a future basketball Hall of Famer whenever he decides to retire. But I mean, and he no nonsense. He be cussing them players smooth out. I like Tony.
All right, and that concludes the HBCU portion. We are going to come back and we're going to talk disasters.
Drinking. I'm gonna have a drink. Toast to Florida, toast to Billy Napier. Ha. I told you it was gonna happen. I picked Florida to beat UT. He's gonna come back after 3-win season. Ha! We'll be right back.
And you can tell when somebody both has a child and can't sing.
Nope, I can't.
I don't know, man. We'll be right back. Let me make sure I hit the loop button. Lord Jesus, help us all.
Did you press local record?
Yes, I did. Twice.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our football segment of episode 202 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. Y'all ever had a burp trapped in your chest? Oh, my God. Nope, you're on mute. You ever had your voice stolen?
Well, I saw you dying, and that's what distracted me from everything. I was like, oh, hold on, don't hit the button quite yet. esophagus might fall out. But we are
Whoa.
here. No, that's not a whoa. Okay, Reggie Davis and the Goblet of Fire.
This is the Gainesville Goblet.
Okay, fair enough.
Toast to Billy. Get started.
Reggie is here and ready to be facetious, and I have no issues with it because this is the life that I've been afforded. It's been some really good times in this life. It's been some struggles. I've seen it's been good times, and it's been
this wasn't a
bad
struggle.
times.
This was a whooping. Well,
no. Now let's be real. It ain't never gonna be easy with Billy. Pause if applicable. But your Florida Gators, my Florida Gators beat the University of Texas 29-21. I kind of went into this knowing that this was a perfect storm for Florida to win.
and you picked Texas.
Yeah, because I want Billy Napier to lose. But I looked at the team and I understood from the very beginning, this is a really good defensive team. I've watched Arch Manning play almost every game. In every game, he has not looked that good other than the Sam Houston, where he's playing down maybe a tier or 3 player-wise. I knew that coming into the swamp, this is going to be a very tough place for a guy who hasn't played many games to start. And this is where I will say I shoot him the smallest amount of bail. Your first SEC away game is in the swamp. Is an unfortunate.
Yeah.
That
your first away game, your first start was at Ohio State,
right? And then the first away game is in the swamp. That's just the swamp has done it to better players than you. He did not look good the majority of the game. The defense was swarming. I think the defense is really good. DJ Lagway, there has to be at least a little bit concerned that maybe he's injury prone too. He's definitely limping throughout the game. He played
so bad.
You say no. He was limping around. He threw that stupid interception, but that interception is not his fault. That interception is Billy Napier's fault. We were up by a lot. There was no reason for us to be throwing the ball down the field at that point, especially with a hurt quarterback, and Billy called a stupid ass pass play. Somehow, though, Lagway is SEC Offensive Player of the Week, and Billy Napier, which I think is a terrible call, is SEC Coach of the Week. He almost tricked. He was very close to tricking this game off.
But he didn't. And he upset number 9 Texas. I told you he was going to get a ranked win. And now he has a chance. Now, actually,
he was destined to get a ranked win. Every team we play is ranked. He's going to have to go 0 for otherwise.
Not anymore. But now you play Texas A&M. Now, I don't think y'all have a shot in College Station.
Oh no, we're gonna go right to pissing it down.
But y'all have a reprieve though. Mississippi State, Kentucky.
None of those games are a reprieve to us. We don't know what team is going to show up there.
At Ole Miss, Tennessee, Florida State. Now that last 3.
And we're gonna lose one of these games. He's still Billy. I had to tell my brother that. My brother called me, man, you know, if we went out for the rest of these games, then we could, boy, get off my phone talking this craziness. We lost to UCF or USF, one of the F's and the U's.
SF.
Not UF.
What I took from this game, Arch needs a lot of work, man. The thing that's frustrating about players like Arch Manning right now is that there are flashes. But he's the guy that needs to stay in college all 4 years. But like that
granddaddy said that. Granddaddy said, nah, he's gonna be here the whole time. And we thought he was tripping.
I know what he's talking about. Granddaddy said, yeah, you do. But that pass to Wingo, oh man, that was beautiful at the back of the end zone. He made a few throws and he can move. But
he's better running than I think passing at this point.
Also, if y'all have a chance, go look at his high school tape, and you see he was in that private league in Louisiana now. So
Yeah, but that league also, that's the same place that like Eli, his brother played. I think Odell, all of them are in the same thing. But he just ain't it so far. And that's more than fine to say. He ain't it yet. And it's difficult because Sarkisian is in a unique position. Because I think if a kid played this bad consistently, you might consider benching him, but you can't bench this guy. So
we went through it. There is nobody else to bench. We don't know any of the other players they have. There is nobody behind Arch.
I will say this time we don't know, but I think that it would at least be a reason to consider, because the other part is Arch get in there and start looking shook.
I mean, you could have said that about DJ Lagway. They didn't. I mean, they ain't pull him either.
No. Well, he didn't look that shook this game. He looked shook in that 5 interception game, and they pulled him.
That's what I'm talking about. After 5, what?
Oh, now that's wait. See, this is what I tell y'all all the time. Y'all cannot expect stupid people to make smart decisions. If my coach wasn't stupid, you're right. He would have pulled him after 3 interceptions. He would have let him get to 5. And he surely would have kept passing the ball. But my coach ain't exactly what you call the most intelligent guy in the bunch. So we take him.
Hey, they gonna jump in our DMs again. They didn't been cussing us out, man. I appreciate
jump in my DMs about what? About my team?
They said hey, Billy is the nicest human being on earth. You saw you.
Great. Then make him an ambassador. We are here to win football game. I don't care how nice you are. Matter of fact,
what they say?
The best coach we had was an asshole. And the second best coach we had, also an asshole. So I'd rather have championships than nice guys.
Billy. It said he's forgotten more football than you'll ever know. I said I could tell.
Yeah,
I can tell you forgot a lot of football.
He don't know, and I'm not sure about that because I know an offense that can be more than just screen passes.
I know,
and I've seen it for as long as I told, and I will tell y'all this every week until y'all get mad. After the first quarter, I told Reggie, "Nah, he ain't it," and he has committed to not being it ever since then. Terrible. Let's, matter of fact, let's get this off the screen because we have struggles in the future. Next up,
Bama outlasts Vandy, man. 30-14. It was always a tall order for your man to go in there and beat Alabama, and they didn't do themselves any favors. I will say they made it easier on Alabama than it should have been with all the turnovers and missed assignments that they had. You can't do that against Alabama. Alabama is still Alabama now.
Diego Pavia, 21 completions out of 35, 198 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He also had 12 carries for 58 yards. Cedric Alexander, this is kind of wild. Cedric Alexander, 4 carries, 75 yards. So he had 1 of 65. They didn't really even attempt to give anybody else a chance to run the ball. I will say that this is the truth about, I don't know how to phrase this exactly. I think that Vanderbilt played pretty well for who they were. I think that Alabama's just a better team. But only losing 30-14 and being 5-1 is a success to Vanderbilt by a long stretch, in my opinion. Now, the rest of the schedule, I think they could ruin somebody else's day. I think that they got too many tough teams left because they play LSU, Missouri, Texas, Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee.
They win the last 2 games. They win the last 2. Them 4?
You think they're gonna beat Tennessee?
Where they playing?
At Tennessee, and that's a rivalry. That's like
they beat them last year,
Georgia. Yeah, but what's the chance you doing it back to back? That's the equivalent of Georgia Tech. It's the nerds.
To me,
just it's the Tennessee nerds instead of the Georgia nerds.
I mean, records go out the window. I mean, I don't know. Okay, they win one game, 6-6. So I was right. They're gonna be 6-6. Either way, like it's tough.
I think, but I think that they're a solid team.
Yeah, Ty Simpson, another good game. He's efficient. He's actually impressed me with his ability to navigate the pocket, square his shoulders, and get the ball downfield.
I do not like Ty at all.
It's very obvious. He's looked good. He still makes mistakes. He threw that terrible interception on the first drive that Vanderbilt messed around. They could have scored, and Diego Pavia fumbled. But this game was 14-14 at halftime. It's not like it was out of. It's just Bama's defense absolutely shut them down in the second half.
Low key, Bama got a tough road to hoe here. They got Missouri, Tennessee, tricky South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma. Woo!
Oklahoma when you get Mateer back.
Right, and this is after Georgia and Vanderbilt. This is really the thing that the SEC has above everybody else is their schedule. Everybody mostly eventually gets into the gauntlet. You don't just get your 1 or 2 games and then get to be unscathed. You're going to have to fight for at least 4 or 5 weeks, no matter who you are.
Oh, and I get to take shots at the Big Ten too. Yeah. So Bama won. They are set up if they can run through it. Woo! Texas A&M.
Scary. They on the heater right now.
Their defense is for real. Now their offense, their quarterback is Marcel Reed. He threw interception after we just said he don't turn the ball over. And I guess that woke him up, and they just said, throw the ball to Casey Concepcion. That's exactly how you pronounce his last name, too. Concepcion. Correct. And he had 2 touchdowns. One of them, he carried the dude into the end zone. He's Texas A&M looks for real this year.
Texas A&M is uniquely positioned to go to the playoffs and be a tough team. Because if you look at the rest of the schedule, you can score some points, which you can. You can beat Florida. You can whoop Arkansas. Brian Kelly and LSU is trick back shawty. Mizzou, beatable. Then South Carolina, Samford, and Texas, who's unranked now.
Texas is unranked, is it? Are they? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't. That's crazy.
Lost to Florida. What you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, but still.
And crazy. I mean, who have they, other than holding on?
I guess they really haven't beaten anybody. Is really why they're penalized versus them losing.
Right.
You don't get penalized for losing to the number 1 team in the nation. You get penalized for not beating people or beating people soundly. So you get other. I ain't got no sympathy. You flexed on the boy from Sam Houston State. Shut the hell up.
You gotta think the 2 teams that they played were Ohio State and Florida, and they lost to both of them. The other wins have been San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston. Bro, you playing subpar teams. Yeah. Now the unfortunate part is now you get to the gauntlet. You're gonna get Oklahoma, who's gonna try you. Kentucky, who Stoops, after what Georgia did to him, they asked him, was he about to be done? He said, hell no. He finna be motivated. Mississippi State, who can play up or down. Vandy, they lucky to be there in the first place. Georgia, Arkansas, and then you get Texas A&M to close out. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. That is tough for Texas. But Texas A&M did
they rolled Mississippi State. They weren't ready.
Mississippi State, we thought they were good. Texas A&M showed them that they were not.
Found your humility. Georgia on the slump buster after losing to Bama comes back and whoops Kentucky. They beat Kentucky. Like I just told y'all, they asked Stoops, was it time to move around? He was like, no.
Yeah, they just overwhelmed Kentucky. Normally, Kentucky plays them tough in Lexington. Actually, Kentucky plays them tough every year, but this year They just don't have the recruits. And it was apparent from the first snap. Now, with that being said, we have got to figure out how to get Zachariah Branch the ball down the field. Dylan Bell finally showed up after last year. I'm excited about that because he does add like a running back, all-purpose wide receiver type to the team. But I don't trust Bobo. And us just using Zachariah Branch as bubble screens is a disservice to Zachariah Branch. He could stay at USC. At least he's going down the field. Like, and our offensive line has got to be better. Be better.
This is a nothing burger to me. This is a team that was susceptible to getting their ass whooped, and their ass got whooped. I don't think this means that Georgia's suddenly any better. I still don't trust Gunnar Stockton. Your team still has a ton of questions. A ton.
I think all the questions are. I think the running game has settled itself. I think the questions are with the wide receivers and Mike Bobo and Glenn Schumann on defense. It's slow starts, and how can you get the ball down the field? All these stupid ass bubble screens. I counted the bubble screens. I had a counter in the first quarter. On our first 3 drives, we threw 7 bubble screens. That's ridiculous.
I will say, I think that you guys have 1.5 games left. Nope, 2.5 games left. I think the Ole Miss. Ole Miss is gonna be. I think Lane gonna try to do his. He gonna do his best to try to beat y'all.
At Georgia, yeah, because last time he was there, he got whooped.
Mm-hmm. I think that Florida. I think you guys are kind of in the same boat as Texas, where you guys have a quarterback that if Florida's defense gets going, it could be difficult. Now, the thing is, y'all have a stronger running game.
I'm about to say, yeah, we just gonna run the ball. If it get out of hand, Chauncey Bones is 240.
Now, and that is kind of the saving grace. That's the reason I only made it a 0.5, because y'all's running game is stable enough that, all right, Gunner, don't even worry about it. Just left or right. Don't do it. We done heard the story about your pickup truck with no air conditioning. We know about the cow. We know about the pig. We know about your granddad. We understand that's how you got the name Gunner. Hey, you don't do no more gunning. We all running. How about that? And then Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is going to try to,
Georgia Tech scares me because Buster, again, he is going to try to beat UGA because he was there under Monken. His offense is a little bit more wishbone-ish. Like, it's really more run-oriented, where Monken's was more pass-oriented. But if Georgia Tech gets a quarterback that can throw the ball down the field, they're going to be a scary team.
And Haynes King, he's very Diego Pavia-ish to me. Older, rugged, does it unconventionally, but they love him. And he'd throw you some picks early. Mm-hmm. He'd get a ball up early. But I mean, there's at least potential, especially now it looks like Syracuse has fallen all the way off. I mean, outside of, I think they can beat Virginia Tech. I think that, see how they shake out with Duke. But Georgia Tech might be undefeated.
All right. Well, one loss, hopefully.
I don't know what the one loss is. I think that they're going to be the favorite going into the rest of these games.
They will probably be the favorite going in all the way to the last week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a high potential that y'all, because they're going to be the favorite over Duke and Virginia Tech, who looks like they've fallen off, and Syracuse, who Fran Brown, you got to get off the internet. North Carolina Central, yeah, they're going to be favorites in all the rest of these games. It's crazy. Never thought I'd live in a time where Georgia Tech might be like, oh, well, they undefeated. No. Yep, right here. A really good game. Your boy Carson Beck does it again. I mean, it was a really fun game to watch. I don't know.
For those that are listening, we're talking about Miami beat Florida State 28-22, and the end score does not really show how dominant Miami looked at times in this game.
Where do you think Miami ranks in the whole scheme of things?
They're number 2 right now.
Do you think they're the second best team in the country?
I think their defense their defense can play with anybody. Carson Beck is the wild card. They got all them receivers from Atlanta. They got like 4 players from Atlanta at the wide receiver. They got all them receivers, and then they got little KDT. and so they got.
Hey, that Tony family is talented, brother. I don't care what you say.
They all have. Miami has all their offense is so multiple. They have big backs. They have tight ends that are 24, 25. They got freshmen, sophomore. They are a very, very interesting team. Are they good enough to run the gauntlet? I don't know. I don't know if they're better than Ohio State.
You think they're better than Alabama?
I think, yeah. I think they're better than Alabama. I think they're better than Georgia. I think that they're better than.
You think?
I think right now, the way that our offense. Listen, until Bobo goes, our offense is going to hold us back every game. I told y'all that. But
yeah,
I think Miami right now, the way that they're playing with that defense is serious. Well, that defensive front, that secondary.
I think that Oregon is the best team in the country.
I forgot about Oregon
because they was off. I think
all of them was shout out to Nick Saban. All of them was on the same roster, same team.
Right. I think that Oregon is better than Ohio State. I'm not in love with Ohio State this year. I think that Jeremiah Wright kid is good, but outside of that, but I think that,
I mean, Miami's definitely top 5. Then I can't. I mean, I think they're better than Ole Miss, and Ole Miss number 4.
And then you got stupid ass Indiana at 7. That's a scam. It's a for show scam.
So, is Carson Beck the number 1 rated quarterback in the draft right now?
Not if you got any common sense.
Who you gonna put over?
I'll put my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Anybody. This is the reason that you can't bank on people who you haven't seen being good football players when you are drafting for next season. Everybody who said, oh, my answer is going to be Arch Manning, you should get in the Shedeur Sanders business. Let me tell you. Because that, and Shedeur comes with his own set of issues. But Arch is like them cookies. Put them back in the oven. They're not ready. He need more time.
And it's always going to be your fault, too. It won't be anybody else's. But, yeah, I think, I mean, this is an impressive win by Miami. Florida State, Castellanos, you just made too many errors and mistakes and overthrows and misreads. And I do applaud the comeback because Carson Beck threw 4 touchdowns, even though 2 of them didn't go but 2 yards. But Florida State, you now have no more room for error. You got to win out. Got to win out. Miami flexing though. Flexing.
And I think that, hold on. So you got Miami, you got Georgia Tech,
Florida State,
UVA.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it.
No, yep, right there. UVA.
So yeah, we can say UVA because they beat Florida State. They also are 5-1 now after beating, told you, Louisville. Although it was a great game, I think they beat them in overtime.
Right. Yeah, you can't get any closer to a dice roll than this one. But also Duke is undefeated in the conference.
Yeah, they got 2 losses though, and I don't expect them to go undefeated. But I said that in Saturday morning live. I was like, bro, the ACC, all these players that are playing, all these games, nobody has more than 1 loss in the conference. They're either undefeated or 1 loss.
Oh, but Florida State has 2
now because they lost to Miami.
That's rough. Y'all remember Clemson?
Nope.
UNC and Belichick?
Not at all, my friend.
Terrible. Terrible.
Who? Who?
Yeah, they UNC has 94 points. They've scored points against 129. Yeah.
We're not gonna bury Virginia. Hey, shout out to Virginia. I told you they was pretty good. I told you when they beat Florida. First of all, I told you I don't play Friday games. But when they beat Florida State, I was like, bro, when they played Florida State, I was like, they're 4-1. Now they're 5-1.
Well,
and now they're 6-1.
Hey, undefeated.
Who?
It's over. It's over. This schedule is terrible. They're gonna go undefeated.
Who?
They play.
Who are you talking about?
Virginia Cavaliers.
They have one loss, don't they?
Oh, they lost to NC State. How?
Yeah, they can't go undefeated.
Well, they play Washington State, which is a layup. UNC, which is it's over for them. Cal, Wake Forest, Duke, Virginia Tech. This is your championship to lose. This is your championship invitation to lose. I ain't gonna say it's your championship to lose, but this schedule you should win out. So if they win out and Georgia Tech wins out, Miami's out?
No, Miami's undefeated. How they gonna be out?
Jesus.
While you think about that, I'm gonna ask you a question before we move on to the Big Ten. Bill Belichick signed a 1-year contract. Is this over with?
I don't think so. I think it should be, but I don't think it is. I think that I just saw something about the lack of stability in their program. You bet kind of big. You spend a bunch of money. If you were to get him in and get out, then if I'm looking at you as athletic director,
no, it ain't no big money. They buying coaches out for $50 million. This ain't nothing, but you pay him. What they pay him? 15?
Yeah, I'm talking about more of the pomp and circumstance, and you leaned into this a lot.
No, you didn't. As your boy I would have a 1-year contract. I would have had the conversation with the boosters is different than was perceived by the public.
You're right, but what I'm going to tell you is you put yourself in line to be fired. Whether they fire you or not, 50-50. But if you bring Belichick in and then he does 1 year and he's out, then if you got to pick right the next guy and he's got to come in swinging.
I mean, with the portal, that makes it possible. But yeah, I just wanted to see. I don't know. I don't think he gets fired, but this
was a disaster from the beginning, and that's the reason I said we will just watch this fall apart, and that'll be what it's gonna be.
Speaking of falling apart, well, I guess we'll hold off. Norwood just saw something crazy. I guess speak or not speak.
Fantasy football. I was almost destined to lose. Brian Thomas makes his catch, and the game is now 127.62 to winning 27.34. We are literally. Oh, there we go, baby. There we go. Just for fantasy. Oh my God.
So you want your fantasy football matchup?
Yes, but this is the thing. I was up. I was down by like 6. And Trevor Lawrence decided to just run the ball for the rest of the game. So I thought my game was over. I thought I didn't stand a chance. And then in the midnight hour, we come down chucking the ball. Brian Thomas Jr. gets 2 catches, and I have successfully won my game, I think. So
you're a Trevor Lawrence fan now. Oh, I appreciate it.
Hell no. Hey, what do I say every week? Not my problem. If y'all like him, I love him. We are going to move on to this, which nobody thought was going to happen. UCLA upset Penn State. UCLA had relieved their coach, Deshaun Foster, and much of their staff. They had promoted Ryan Neuheisel, I believe is his name.
Rick Neuheisel's son.
Correct, to offensive coordinator. And they basically whooped Penn State from the beginning to end. For y'all who got a chance to watch, you saw Rick yelling and being excited for his son. They carried his son off like they did, I guess it was like 10 or 12 years ago when he was playing at
UCLA.
Yes. And it was great to see. And he is both a old and young looking person in the face. James Franklin, brother, it's tight. You can't lose to one of the worst teams in the country. He getting close.
I need y'all to come over here, Penn State. James, we've been advocating for you for 2 years now. When you lose all them games to them teams that are ranked ahead of you, Ohio State and Michigan, we know you can't beat them. They call you Big Game James. It's cool. It's all right. We still ride with you.
Big Game James.
You saved Penn State from the death penalty, essentially. You did. You have restored that program's credibility. That should be applauded. Losing to UCLA, who is 0-4, with a head coach, interim head coach, who is admitted after the game that he forgot to call the final play. He admitted that he forgot to even put the headset down.
Nah, this is the first game he's ever used the headset.
He didn't even realize that he had to call the play into the headset, and he put a 42 with Nico Amaliva, who had no stats.
I'm back. And I'm back. Nico Amaliva, but I'm gonna come back and whip your ass on the way out.
James. Number 3 to unranked is crazy. This is crazy, James. I don't have anything else to say. I don't have any analysis of the game and the defense and Drew Allard. The final play, he ran a read option on 4th down. That was just absolutely awful. That was just awful, James. James. What the hell, man? What the hell? That's all I got. That's all I got, James. I needed to talk to you. Shout out to UCLA. It's all about you. New highs. I'm all for you. But I'm going to let you know right now, this ain't got nothing to do with you, big dog. Penn State. Listen, James, whatever happens now, it's above us now. It's above me. If they decide to move on.
Now, this is where, if once again, Reggie says regularly, don't get ahead of your skis. You do not have a way to procure a coach better than James Franklin. Honestly, and if you do,
anybody to lose to an
I don't know if he exactly fits the culture of Florida for a myriad of reasons, but let me tell you this. I take him. I'd take anything that's not Billy Napier. So the bar is low, but I think that he would at least get us back to a winning program. I don't know if we would be. I'd be okay with flirting with championship level football.
Y'all doing that now?
Oh my God. Trevor Lawrence just won the game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
For Jacksonville over.
Yes.
Oh, they're going to be in our DMs again because I've been talking trash about Trevor Lawrence. You too.
I don't care. He still stinks.
You don't be responding, though. I be responding. You be like, I ain't worried about it.
No, I get in there. I just have they never know when they got shot by me.
Yes. Scary.
But Trevor Lawrence looks like he has beaten the Chiefs in Mahomes. 44 seconds left. 7 plays, 60 yards, 1 minute and 22 seconds to come back against the Chiefs. Now you give Mahomes 23 seconds. That ain't a lot of time.
How far are they down?
No, they just scored. So they're about to kick the ball off.
31-28. Oh, well. We'll check in with that. Oh,
he fell. Oh, no, Lord. Fell down twice. That's going to be terrible on tape.
Yeah. But we'll check in on that. But yeah, James, it's above us now. Locksley. You let Washington come back and beat your Maryland Terrapins after you were up. You were winning this game. We just knew that you were about to make us look like geniuses, but you didn't.
I mean, they played well, and I was about to say Washington has a pretty high-powered offense. I mean, he's still 4-1. He's doing the best he can, and this is a team that people also thought was they had kind of put him out to pasture. He's going to be fine at the end of the season. So, to a certain degree, I appreciate the fight back, but this is also just unfortunate. This is kind of one of those wins you wish he had gotten.
Yeah, the thing about this, and shout out to Washington, this ain't about y'all. The thing about all of this with firing coaches is you now, instead of the buyout being $15 million for, did somebody fumble? Instead of the buyout being $15 million for the coach or $50 million, whatever it is, now the buyout is $50 million for the coach. And then you lose, all them transfer players have the first 30 days to leave, and you've paid some of them. Now, I don't know how the contract goes. I don't know if you're going to, if you're doing everything on the up and up, you may be able to recover some of that money. But I assume since it's the Wild Wild West, everything is not on the up and up. So
do you also really want to be chasing children down about your money?
So you can't really get that money back. So now the buyout, when you fire a coach, is that plus NIL, which is a lot of money. So you got to think about that if you're gonna fire Locksley, especially if he's 4-1.
Yeah, I think that he's gained starting out 4-1 to me a little bit of a reprieve. I think that at this point he's done pretty well with not the most by any stretch of the imagination. So for me, yeah, I think the best thing that they can do is keep rocking with him. And he's a guy who actually recruits that area of the DMV very well, and they have a ton of athletes there. Nebraska and Dylan Raiola, 38-27 over Michigan State. I know people don't really love Nebraska, and they don't really like Dylan Raiola because they think he's, weird Patrick Mahomes, but I'll give credit where credit is due. He continues to win and not turn the ball over a ton.
So they beat Michigan State. So we did a whole preview where we knew that they were going to be fool's gold because they don't play not a damn soul this whole season. So they must not have any timeouts. And they do have a timeout. So I mean, shout out to Nebraska, y'all winning, and hey, y'all have some of the nicest fans because y'all came in our DMs saying thank you or agreeing or disagreeing, but then y'all very polite. So I ain't got too much bad to say about y'all, but I don't believe in you. I don't believe in you at all. We could have left this game off for all I care, but they won 38-27.
Yeah, it was mostly just because it's Raiola, and for the most part, also they're still. I mean, he's something, and as kind of flat as all of these quarterbacks have played, he's probably as good. He's in the same conversation as everybody else. Is just whatever. Wait. No.
I mean,
yeah. And then Texas Tech crushed University of Houston. This $16 million seems like it's money well spent, as SMU's kind of, I'm not going to say craters, but struggles without that money inflection. I think that this is a reasonable thing, and eventually somebody's going to do it well enough, or they're going to spend enough money where they're going to buy themselves all the way to the championship. But Texas Tech looks strong, and they don't look like they're looking back anytime soon. 35-11 against an undefeated team is impressive.
Yeah, Texas Tech's defense is what's probably taking them to the next level, along with that $16 million, or what that $16 million really brought. They have always been able to score points, but now they're able to hold teams to 10, 11, whatever, they beat Utah like a drum, and I think they held Utah to like 14 points or something like that. If an offense like Texas Tech can get a defense to hold you, and we're not going to talk about Houston in the sense of they're like a real contender, but if they can hold you to 21 points, that offense is going to score. They're going to score some points. It's time to take them seriously.
Also, acknowledge BYU 5-0, Texas Tech 5-0, Big 12. They got their guys, and you got Arizona State at 4-1, and then also Iowa State was just upset by Cincinnati, and they're now 4-1, but still ranked.
Should have followed my first mind. I went back and forth in this pick over and over again, and I was like, bro, Cincinnati's not bad, dog. I was right. Should have followed my first mind. Cincinnati beats Iowa State, and Iowa State scored 30 points and they lost, which normally never happens. So shout out to Cincinnati. The Big 12. I mean, look, the parity amongst all of these conferences is very, very entertaining.
Unbelievable.
It's very entertaining. Also, at large biz update. USF is 4-1. That's South Florida.
Correct.
Memphis is leading that at 6-0 though, right?
6-0 out of the American Conference.
Yeah. So they'll probably get the at-large bid if they win out. You would assume.
That's surely something interesting. I hate that's one of those teams that and I like Memphis a little bit more because I feel like they already played. Did they play Kentucky?
Yes. They beat Kentucky if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if they play anybody else. I feel conflicted.
Memphis? Nobody, baby. Don't play nobody. It's American Conference.
Nope, nothing. They play South Florida. They'll play in 2 weeks, and that's it. But they're probably gonna see. That's the thing about these 12s is, and I'm getting ahead of myself by thinking everybody's just gonna run the table. These teams are going to trick it off. But there is a potential for like Georgia Tech to be one loss, Memphis to be undefeated. I don't know what BYU does, but they could be in that same. There's a lot of those, and then you're going to see those 4 or 5 guys, and then you're going to see teams you're going to see some three loss teams that are better than those 1 loss teams, and that's where it gets tricky to me.
Make them all play each other. I don't care. I don't care. If y'all, and then at that point, if you can win the first round game as an at-large, anything can happen. I'm throwing out double reverse pass annexation of Puerto Rico. Anything can happen in a one game decides it all type thing. So all you gotta do is get there. All you gotta do is get there.
Yeah, I just feel like there are gonna be some 2 and 3 loss teams. It's like, bro, we're clear, but you didn't.
It's your fault. If Georgia loses 3 and you don't get in because Memphis is undefeated, then shit, it is what it shouldn't have lost. It is what it is. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the college football segment of episode 202 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to Splashcast and Dive Team Media. We are going to take a quick break. I don't have to refill because I have the goblet. We will be back to talk a little bit of Falcons, Bills during the off week. Well, Falcons during the off week, and then I guess we already did the live look in the Chiefs Jags, and then we'll look at the rest of the league. Got a few things to talk about. Interesting week in football this week.
I would say very much so. But we shall be right back.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 202 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. Got a few things we're going to talk about today in the NFL. We can get started with, I guess we'll talk about our Falcons. You see the regalia. You see everything on. Bye week for the Falcons, even though I think during the bye week we all lost because everybody else in the NFC South won. So we actually lost on the bye week. Mute. You're on mute.
I'm watching all these games, and I'm thinking to myself, First of all, when was the last time that everybody in the NFC South won on the same weekend? And when we need anybody else to lose, they don't. It's tough. But I'm excited for the bye week. I hope that Drake London is more healthy now. You know, he was dealing with the collarbone issue. We hope that Darnell Mooney has come back. I think that we're expecting Caleb McGarry to come back. And that gave us an extra week to strategize against the Buffalo Bills, who lost to the Patriots. What are you thinking?
This bye week was needed, very well placed for us. I don't think, of course that wasn't on, we didn't know that we were going to have all these injuries, but it does allow AJ Terrell to get an extra week. It does allow McGarry to come back. Although I brought this up before, I was like, we're not really missing McGarry right now, but the run game could use a little bit of help. But Elijah Wilkerson has played pretty well. I think that's more.
He played pretty well. But the only thing that and it's only to be expected is false start penalties.
I think he only has like one or two.
No, I've seen at least 3 or 4, but that's really it. But also just having an extra lineman, having more linemen is a problem that I will welcome. I think that as long as we healthy, we got a chance against Buffalo, who lost to the Patriots. And I'm excited to see what we come out of this with a game plan for.
Yeah, he only got 2, and it happened in the same game. Yeah, okay. He's playing pretty well. But for us, what's interesting for me is that Mooney is hurt again, and it's a hamstring, which can linger. And he had been hurt. He missed all of training camp, and that was kind of the knock on him in Chicago, was that when he's healthy, he's a handful, but when he's not, he's not. So we've actually been linked to Jacoby Myers out of Las Vegas, because he requested a trade anyway, because they wouldn't re-sign him to a long-term deal. He's 28. He's he could fill in seamlessly, and you're not really married to him after the end of the season. So be on the lookout for the trade deadline. I think we're also linked to the corners and defensive tackles. I don't know how active we'll be, because we traded our first-round draft pick for, I think, a third too. So I think we only have 5 picks in the upcoming draft. So I don't know if we'll trade any more draft capital. But you never know.
And it was 3, because it was 2 against Tampa and 1 against Minnesota. But I think that it's the time to start looking at Kirk Cousins as an asset. It's time to try to make that move that we need to put us, because Tampa Bay is playing their ass off. And I think that in order for us to get there, we're going to have to make another move. And
we'll talk about Tampa Bay. I ain't. We can talk about them, but you go ahead, finish your thought.
I think that we're going to need more in order to beat Tampa, because we're going to play them again. And some of the games that we thought were going to be gimmies ain't gimmies anymore. That Seahawks game ain't a gimme anymore. That Colts game for sure as hell ain't a gimme anymore. The Panthers they beat us once, and they won again this week. There are just not as many layups as I think we had in our schedule looking at it now.
Yeah. But hopefully we could beat the Bills. If we can get healthy, if we're healthy, we should be able to contend with the Bills playing Monday night. We've had 15 days off between games, which is almost unheard of.
I don't think I'm gonna be real. I don't think we're gonna beat the Bills, especially not off a loss.
I think we're tailored. Well, I'll talk about it, but we're tailored to beat them. We match up with them very, very well on our defense to their offense. Now, their D line to our offensive line, Greg Rousseau is going to be a problem. But, you can neutralize that, hopefully. Where are we going from here? It's a bunch of
We can
games.
go real quick update. Chiefs, Jags. Jags won it in a come from behind victory. Last minute and 22 seconds. Trevor Lawrence does what Patrick Mahomes typically does to other people. And the Jaguars, I think, now are 4-1. And the Chiefs are 2-3. What a world we live in.
Patrick Mahomes did a 99-yard pick six, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, but Trevor Lawrence had the goal line fumble, and that's wild, man. You just never thought that you'd see Mahomes where he is and Trevor Lawrence where they are, even though I think that they're still a trick bag and eventually will.
You talking about 4-1 and 2-3 in a 5-game in a 17-game season?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's very feasible to see that when you look at the schedules and you look at the team makeup. I mean, they ain't got no receivers. I don't even think they just got Rashee Rice back if they got him back. So I mean,
yeah, and they should be calling Philadelphia saying, "Hey, I know you guys don't want to keep both of these guys. Can I get one of them?" But we will go.
You're not gonna give up any of them.
49ers outlast the Rams.
Mac attack. Shanahan versus McVay was a snooze the first half. I was like, bro, this is 6-3. I was like, bro, this is terrible. Y'all are disgracing each other. And then it wasn't. And they just started ramping up towards the end of the game. It ended up going to overtime. And honestly, Kyron Williams had a tough day. He
got punched in the head.
He dropped the pass that would have got him first down. He fumbled going into the end zone by getting punched in the jaw and then also fumbling. He just had a rough day. And I don't think he got a 4th and 1. He just had a rough day. What's ironic is he got punched in the jaw, and the dude that punched him in the jaw got fined. But it don't matter because they won the game because he made him fumble.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, the team will pay that. Hey, hit him again if need be. Mac Jones, 33 of 49, 342 passing yards, 2 touchdowns.
9 passing attempts. Hey, Shanahan, what you think?
And this the other part. Kendrick Bourne. I know you guys don't even know who the hell that is. 10 receptions, 142 yards, and the longest was only 35 yards. He was cooking. 10 receptions on 11 targets, 2, not missing.
Yeah, he's fast.
Mac Jones is finna get some money. I don't know who's gonna pay him.
Arizona.
That is a divorce that has been waiting, probably too long.
Salah got that defense playing well though, because they even though allowing 23 points is a high for them, and really the Rams allowing 26 points is a high for them. So and it was a defensive struggle in the first half.
Matt Stafford, 30 of 47, 389 yards for 3 touchdowns. You're also, this is actually okay to me because you're playing against 2 guys who I think are offensive savants. I think that, and I've told y'all this every week, I think that these are probably 2 of the 3 most talented, maybe 4. And definitely now, because I think it's Andy Reid and then these 2 guys. And I thought multiracial McDaniel, but I think that he might just be a coordinator. But so 26 and 23 from 2 of the guys who are the guys. That's actually somewhere in the middle between. It's respectable. You weren't going, stop them from going. You didn't let them go crazy. That's all you can really ask of these teams. The Rams are better than I thought, and the 49ers are 4-1. And their players are not. They're all hurt.
No receivers. They're 4-1 with no receivers that you've heard of.
Kendrick Bourne, Christian McCaffrey, Jake Tonges, DeMarcus Robinson, Kyle Juszczyk, MVS, Luke Farrell, Malik Turner. You can name
That's an average of 72 in Madden ratings.
Yes. You know McCaffrey is who he is. You never heard of Tongas before. Never heard of Demarcus Robinson. Use check. You know him because he's
heard of Demarcus Robinson. He played for the Chiefs. He went to Florida.
And not a guy that anybody cares about.
Look at you. Yeah, but shout out to the 49ers beating the Rams.
How are they 4-1? But see, this is where I'll be trying to tell you Shanahan is a kingmaker. It don't matter.
You always tell me McVay is a kingmaker.
They are. This is the kingmaker couple to me. That's the reason this is a fun game for me, because you're like, all right, I think that both of these guys are like infinitely skilled at just making guys into guys. And Mac Jones is going to he's the new Sam Darnold. He gonna play less because they're gonna bring Purdy back way back before then. But you probably can't even get Mac Jones this season because what? We're not finna let him go because Brock keeps getting hurt.
Yes, you are. I can see Carolina doing something dumb. Carolina could get rid of Bryce, sign Bryce, and then go sign Mac. I can see them.
I'm talking about this season.
No, you can't trade him now. No. What? I didn't even entertain that was going to be your thought. I thought you were talking about in the offseason. No. Brock Purdy is questionable for the rest of the season, as far as I'm concerned. This
is such a bad situation for John Lynch to be. And you got to start looking at John Lynch and saying, boy, you made some strange decisions. You traded for Trey Lance. That did not work out. Then you got Brock Purdy, and it was kind of working out, and you paid him all that money. Then after you paid him all that money, then he gets hurt, and now you're playing Mac Jones, and Mac Jones looks equal to or greater than Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Shanahan. I don't think he's Lynch.
No, I don't think. Go ahead.
Lynch paid the defense. So the thing that I don't think Lynch has done a bad job at all. I think he built a Super Bowl contender, and he did. They went to the Super Bowl twice in 3 years, and they couldn't win. They couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes. So at that point, when everybody else is due money, it's like, well, I got to figure out what to do. You need a quarterback. I'm not saying they should have paid Brock Purdy, but you did need a quarterback because you had to move off of Jimmy Garoppolo, and you had to move off of golly. I know. Yeah, you had to move off Jimmy Garoppolo. You thought Trey Lance was it, but you hedged your bet because Trey Lance still had only played 15 games when you drafted him. So you drafted Brock Purdy, who was going to be your clipboard holder. But Shanahan, like you said, is a kingmaker, and he understands I need to listen and throw the ball where he tells me to throw it. So
in that, you've done some good, but you overpaid on Trey Lance, like criminal overpay in hindsight, and you might have overpaid Brock Purdy.
That's quarterbacks though. Like he's hit on literally every other position. 21 out of the 22. He's hit on fullback. When last time somebody said they hit on fullback? He hit on fullback, tight end.
He's always going to hit on everything in the backfield. That's his specialty. And he's making it happen with these. I don't know if he's making it happen with these receivers. I think he's just making it happen with these receivers.
You're talking about Shanahan. I'm talking about John Lynch, who you said has made questionable decisions. And I'm like, no, he has not. He even punted on Debo. And now I don't get Ayuk. I don't have any justification for that. I get Purdy before I get Ayuk.
I'm gonna be completely honest. The more that I talk about this, the more I think about it. I think that Lynch is making criminal mistakes, and Shanahan is fixing it.
I think Shanahan has a handle in who they're drafting. I don't think Lynch overrides him on who they're drafting for Shanahan's offense, and I don't think Shanahan overrides him for who they're drafting on defense. I think they are mutually exclusive. Who do you think you can get? Cool. I got enough money, but I think Lynch is like, well, I got the money. You want to pay him, then pay him. I think that's what he did. Now, Ayuk, if I were Lynch, I'd blame that on Shanahan too, because that don't make no sense.
But also, So, see, winning is not making anybody take accountability for the bad part of this. And that's kind of how it goes. That Trey Lance thing is criminal. Ayuk is kind of dicey.
You can't penalize people for going after quarterbacks. I mean, they drafted Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh,
They've drafted terrible people. They've traded up for people.
No. If you look at that Trey Lance trade,
they traded 4 picks. I remember.
It is one of the worst trades in NFL history.
And they still went to the Super Bowl. I mean,
in a game that nobody cared about, and I only watched it because I just could not go to sleep. Vikings beat the Browns. It's like they find new ways to lose. You remember when you used to have the books and you would read the book, and then at the bottom it would tell you to go to this page or go to this page, and then depending on what page you picked, it would tell you how to kind of to maneuver through the story. This is how the Cleveland Browns find ways to lose. You go back to page 17, then it gives you a story and you lose. Or you go to page 21 and you lose. No matter what page you on, no, it ends up with you losing tragically. And Dylan Gabriel played good. I think he played
Dylan Gabriel didn't play bad. I won't say he played good. Unfortunately for the Browns, it's another can't get right. Their defense is all pro. When I say all pro, I mean they are a problem on defense, but they just can't figure it out at the quarterback position on offense. And they actually started Dylan Gabriel looked like what everybody thought Purdy was going to be. Like he looks like Purdy. He throws the ball to the tight ends. He doesn't really make a lot of mistakes, but he's not really going to win you the game, or he's going to be perceived as not winning you the game. I think Purdy's won a couple games, but I don't know what the Browns are going to do on offense. I don't know. I can't say call for Shedeur because either you feel that Shedeur was getting railroaded, or it's obvious that Shedeur isn't better than Dylan Gabriel at this point. So either one, I don't know.
No, Baker was good at first, and then it just went kind of south. But Baker was putting up like decent numbers. And this is only Dylan Gabriel's first game. 19 of 33, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks. Very reasonable. Quinshon Judkins, 23 carries for 110 yards. Now, the thing that I will say in hindsight is it doesn't look like the Cleveland Browns have any level of a game plan, because we're focusing on the quarterbacks, but Deshaun Watson, we assume, is going to come back, or you're going to have to pay through the nose to get rid of him.
No, so I think he is the guy. I think he's the guy in Cleveland right now. I think once he comes back, he's number one.
Right. I agree. And I think that he doesn't have to play the greatest because the defense has been good. So now, I mean, I know you're probably going to have to beg him to restructure. And I think that, but he restructured last year. I don't know if
you're about to restructure no more.
Then you're going to get into, I mean,
you're going to pay him for 7 years.
You'll be paying for the rest of your life. But I think that if Watson was here, this team would actually probably be okay. But if that's the case, and then what are you going to do with these draft picks that you should do? That means Shedeur and Gabriel, you just wasted a 3rd and a 5th for, which is what teams do when they don't have a game plan. For what you're going to get out of Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, you probably, and I'll say it till
you could have signed Houston Stick, bro.
No, well, yes, but you could have kept Jameis. You could have kept Jameis to be 1-4.
Yeah. So I don't know what the Browns going. I don't know.
You could have had 2 draft picks. You could have kept Jameis, and it works. You still 1-4,
or best, might be 1-5.
And I think that Jerry Jeudy probably has a substantially better season than 15 receptions for 197 yards and no touchdowns.
Yeah. But I also don't want to bury Minnesota, because Justin Jefferson, shout out to you. Speaking of fantasy football, went off in the second half, one, and then two, Jordan Addison came back, scored the game-winning touchdown after being cussed out by Justin Jefferson for missing the walkthrough.
Yeah, apparently he decided to do some sightseeing in London, and they benched him for the first quarter, which was surely something to do. But
after
he came
coming off
clutch.
suspension. After coming off suspension.
Now that part I forgot about. He did have the PED suspension that he came off of. This is not the time to be sightseeing in London, brother. You make a ton of money. You can go in the summertime. Yeah, that was as an old man, as a middle-aged man, that wasn't a good decision for you to make.
Yeah. But I mean, he got the win.
You got saved by grace. Take your W and go on home and put some money in the collection plate.
Yeah, they got the win. And I mean, your man didn't look bad. He didn't look great, but he didn't look bad. Carson Wentz.
He ain't looking like Mac Jones.
So 26 and 21
he doing less with more. Mac Jones is giving up 300-yard games consistently.
Yeah, with the Kingmaker.
Yeah, but he don't have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hockenson.
Yeah. But they don't have Shanahan. Imagine what they did if they had Shanahan. 500 yards.
Right. Now, come on. That's everything.
But yeah, shout out to the Vikings. Hey, man, if y'all can hold it in the road, that'd be tough.
My thing is what do we think JJ McCarthy is going to be? I think that JJ McCarthy is this good. 24, 34, 236 yards and a touchdown. I mean, Mac Jones to Minnesota?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk too old.
Yeah.
And you can't bring him back.
That was the game though. So shout out to the Vikings.
Lord.
I
thought this was gonna be a layup game for the Falcons.
Daniel Jones and the Colts put up 40 on Vegas. Now Vegas isn't good. Another rough day for Geno. Folks calling for a trade already. Pete Carroll got cooked. And Jonathan Taylor is reminding y'all that he's Jonathan Taylor.
3 touchdowns. Right after the season that I had him, he gets injured. And then next season, he goes fantasy football and goes digital. This is interesting to me because it's bad. Like Geno threw 2 picks, but also 4 sacks. But the Vegas offensive line is terrible. It's god-awful.
It's bad. It's really bad.
I know you could probably ask him not to throw more interceptions, but are y'all going to block for him? It's the question.
Ashton Genty got more yards after contact than anybody else in the league. So I don't really have much to say about this game. It's a mulligan year. It looks like it's going to be for Pete. But I don't know who you're going to get, though. I don't know who you're going to get.
Mac Jones. It's going to be like 4 guys who are going to be that everybody's going to be looking for. And I think that Vegas is probably going to be a team that's not looking to draft another guy. I think that they need to win, especially Pete. I mean, Pete ain't no spring chicken. I don't think he's in the business of developing quarterbacks at his age.
Mac Jones.
How?
The Saints. Spencer Rattler.
The Canes.
Spencer Rattler gets off the schneid as they beat the Giants with no Malik Neighbors.
Spencer Rattler just doesn't blow he doesn't really blow the games this year. He ain't throwing a ton of interceptions. He doesn't have a lot of people to throw the ball to, but 21 or 31, 225 yards and a touchdown, no sacks. That's all you can ask for, especially Jackson Dart, 26 to 40, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I think Spencer Rattler has done a good job of keeping Tyler Schlow or whatever his name is on the bench. And I think
that was difficult.
I think it is. I 100% think it is. Had Spencer
Schlow is older than him.
Yes, but Spencer Rattler was going to have to play well enough to not lose his job. And I think he has. And I think that had he been turning the ball over, I 100% think they would have fired him already.
Yeah, I mean, any quarterback that turns the ball over at a high clip is going to get fired. But, I mean, I ain't putting no – look, shout out to you, Spencer, for getting off the schneid. I don't put no stock in this game at all. The only thing that I can say about this is, what the hell, Giants defense? This defensive line is supposed to be crazy. Y'all allowed 26 points to the Saints.
And no sacks. 0.
Which could be problematic for the Falcons because that means the Saints actually and Spencer Rattler can maneuver the pocket. But, hey, what the hell, New York? Y'all better figure it out.
I got to say, man, Cam Scatterboo is a more legitimate NFL player than I assumed.
He's like the running back version of George Kittle. He just likes running and hitting people over and over and over.
15 carries for 59 yards and then 6 receptions for 45 yards. I will say the kid looks like he puts in a lot of effort. And I know that's typically what we say.
He's Mr. Effort. He has to. He ain't about to outrun or jump anybody. He is all effort.
Appreciate it, though. Cowboys whooped the Jets. They needed it. This is a slump buster. The Jets, man. Justin Fields, I don't know what to say, bro.
Yeah. Hey, bro.
Grab a clipboard.
You on the second contract now. You done made it. You got your money.
Grab a clipboard, brother.
Come on back to hold some camps, big dog. Dak and Pickens. That's what I have here. I have 2 notes. Dak and Pickens. Dak, first of all, Dak is cooking. Dak is cooking. I think the Cowboys have an interesting conundrum because Pickens win the clear receiver number 1 and the focal point of the offense seems to produce. When he is the wide receiver 2 and not getting everything, not getting, targets that he feels are adequate, he seems to fold and float out of the game a little bit. He loses interest.
This game you had Ryan Flournoy, who had 6 receptions for 114 yards, and Javonte Williams with 16 carries for 135 yards. So
Flournoy, but that was my next thing. Flournoy is interesting because if you could have a third wide receiver with those 2, all of a sudden now your offense looks scary.
And you don't have to be that good because those other 2 guys are so good that you got one man to beat, son. Beat the nickelback.
That's all you got to do. Beat the nickelback. And then for the Jets, hey, look, it's over. 0-5. 12 more games. You're not gonna make it.
This is
go ahead, punt, because y'all already talking about trading Breece Hall. Y'all already talking about
you can't trade Breece Hall. You can.
Y'all go ahead and punt. Send us Quentin Williams. We'll give you some more draft picks. We'll give you 2 more next year. Listen, we could draft 2 people next year. That'd be 2 offensive tackles. After that, we ain't got to have no draft. We get Quentin Williams and James Pierce. I don't need no other draft.
Now, my thing is Justin Fields, 32 of 46, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns, though, no interceptions. 5 sacks for a loss of 50 yards is tragic, though. That's tragic.
As a running quarterback, that is awful.
And that also means that's just offensive line not blocking. And then Breece Hall, 14 carries, 113 yards. That's a hell of a day.
Apparently they were blocking, run blocking.
Familiar, been there before. But yeah, my biggest thing is people talk bad about Dak like he's not. Dak is
he just plays in Dallas. That's if Dak was doing this in Miami, you would love him. You wouldn't say anything.
We were just talking about this in the group. Like I understand where Lamar is. I understand where Josh Allen is. And Dak is below those guys. But he ain't that far off either.
He's top of the if that's the tier of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Mahomes, then you would have to say Dak is at the top of this, that whatever the tier is below that. I don't know if it's 2 of 3, 3 or 4.
I don't know. I think Dak is at the bottom of the top tier, which is we're splitting hairs there. He's at the top of the second tier or at the bottom of the first tier. I consider him at the bottom of the first tier, though.
So he's I don't know how I see. I separate those three from everybody else right now. I don't think anybody else is in there. Maybe Mahomes, Joe Burrow.
Allen,
maybe Joe Burrow if he were healthy. Did you freeze?
No, I'm thinking. Oh. But I mean, I think Burrow until
he's healthy, you can't really say that. It's just when he's healthy, they went to the Super Bowl, which is crazy. And when he's not, well, we saw. So I mean, but Dak, I would say Dak is a top 5 QB right now for sure. Maybe.
And Dallas fans be like, man, get rid of him, trade. I'm like, hey,
well, 62 million is.
He's playing worth every bit of that $62 million.
Right now, he's cooking. Shout out to Dak. Right now, Dak is cooking. Now we are playing against the Jets.
1,356 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's second in yards, tied for third with touchdowns, third in QBR.
He's playing well. Sauce Gardner, you the highest paid quarterback in the league, bro.
Boy. Him and Desmond Ridder, boy, they really.
But shout out to the Cowboys. We won't believe. That was it. I'm not gonna belabor the point. We still got. Hey!
Broncos country. Let's ride.
The Broncos in the Eagles' undefeated streak. I don't know how the Eagles lost this game.
Thank you, Sneaky, for giving Dak the respect that I think he deserves. I don't know what to say about the Eagles. Team don't look happy when they win. The receivers get the targets. Devontae Smith, 10 targets, 8 receptions, 114 yards. A.J. Brown, 8 targets, 5 receptions, 43 yards. And they lose.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know what to say now.
A.J. Brown had 8 receptions for 43 yards?
No. 5 receptions for 43 yards.
I know what happened to him. His name is Patrick Surtain. That's what happened to A.J. Brown.
But Saquon only had 6 carries.
I do know what happened to the Eagles. Saquon got hurt. I don't know. It may not be on the injury report. He's going to be held out of practice. I'm willing to bet. Because I saw when he got hurt, he kind of winced and limped off the field a little bit. And then it just stopped running the ball. And I think A.J. Dillon is hurt. So I didn't see. I think that's where they kind of went wrong because they were up 17-3 going into the fourth quarter. And then Cortland Sutton turned into Julio Jones.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Eagles injury report. Saquon Barkley dealing with knee injury.
Told you. I saw it when he got hurt. I knew that, and that's why they only ran him 6
rushing attempts, 9 total touches. Seemingly healthy, he played 41 and 61, offense 72%, and did catch a 47-yard touchdown in the third quarter. This is interesting, and they traded for whatchamacallit too, didn't they? A.J. Dillon.
I think they signed him. They traded for Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, where is he?
We about to find out. He about to show up next week.
Right. Yes, because remember, he was traded from Jacksonville.
Yeah. But Devontae Smith did go off in this game. But the Broncos, man, Sean Payton, you might not like him. We don't like him for obvious reasons. But he got cojones, bro. They went for the win in Philly and got the 2-point conversion. And and I guess he knew he was gonna get the ball back because that defense is good. And I mean, Bo Nix, man, I'm not gonna say he's a great quarterback, but he has command of that offense. Him and Sean Payton are in lockstep right now.
That is it. 24 or 39, 242 yards, 1 touchdown. They just say what you want to about them. You probably don't like either one of them, to be completely honest. But together they work well.
They do. They do.
But you're right. You don't like either one of them guys individually. But if you're a Broncos fan, you gotta be happy with what you got.
Broncos are number 1 in the AFC West now, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
And the Chargers and the Chiefs are tied at 2. No, the Chargers. We'll talk about the Chargers, but I think they're 3-2. Panthers beat the Dolphins without Tyreek Hill. This is not an impressive win to me. Maybe y'all can call it hate up there in Charlotte, but Rico Dowdell, 200 plus yards, running all through the Dolphins defense.
I thought the Dolphins were better than the Panthers.
Not without Tyreek. I did.
I mean, you still got Jalen Waddle, you still got Achane, you still got Tua. Mm-hmm. I think that all of those guys are better than their counterparts.
Who is on their defense?
I mean, thoughts and prayers.
See, that's why. That's why.
But Ted, 6 receptions, 73 yards. Yeah, it's a NASCAR track I live next to, apparently. Jalen Waddle, 6 receptions, 110 yards, 1 touchdown. Darren Waller, forgot about him, 5 receptions, 78 yards.
First time he hadn't scored in 3 games.
But the running game is deplorable.
They need a bigger back. They need to play the rookie. They need to play their rookie that they drafted from
Ollie
Gordon.
Yeah.
They need to draft him. They need to play him. HN is good, but you need somebody. You need to change of pace. Or, I mean, y'all could send us Waddle for Algier. That's fine. Either way.
10 carries for 16 yards. And not have anything left? Well, no matter what, this team is going to be nuked. Dolphins is out of there. And I'm going to tell you,
Mike, your seat is on lava hot.
The best thing that you could do, is pull one out of the old Robert Saleh playbook. Go ahead and get fired so you can consult by the end of the season. So by next season, you can already have a job. Because if you try to play out the rest of the season, number one, the biggest thing that they say about you is your lack of control and discipline. You need to get that off you and let somebody else take the rest of that slack. But Panthers beat the Dolphins. Nobody cares.
Yep. Ravens and Texans. We knew this was going to happen. The Ravens have like 15 players hurt. No Lamar, no defense. They've lost Madubuike, who's their best interior pass rusher. They didn't have Kyle Hamilton. They didn't have Roquan Smith. They didn't have a hope. And they got beat 44-10.
Cooper Rush, boy.
It's tight. It's tight Dallas. For the Ravens. I hate to say that.
No, it ain't. It's over. It is over. Pack that up. Take it on to the house. Don't waste your time. Lamar, don't even waste the rest of this season. You need to call Joe Burrow, and y'all just need to worry about next season, bro.
It's tight. It's tight for the Ravens because there's no reprieve, dog. Like none of these injuries are like day to day. I think maybe Kyle Hamilton and Roquan may be back shortly, but like Madubuike is out for the year.
What? 1-4?
I mean, now what
you saw the 1-3 stats. The 1-4 stats is mission impossible.
Now, what you don't want is the Ravens to tank and then go up there and get like the number 1 receiver. And then win, because then you'll never.
I don't know. Oh, well, no, because boy, they wouldn't get boy from Alabama. He dropped the ball too much. And boy, Ohio State got another year. So
it was sophomore. He ain't even eligible to go to the draft.
Speaking
in a
of
weird
people
game,
moving around,
y'all. Hey, look, bro, y'all keep fumbling at the goal line. I defend players, but that coach for Arizona had every right to be angry as the Titans come back and beat the Cardinals, who literally handed the game over to Tennessee.
Yep,
twice.
And what was up 21-3 too, and ended up losing 22-21. Cam Ward gets off the schneid as well. This is his slump buster. He finally gets his first NFL win. The Cardinals are, I mean, I don't know what to say, but Kyler Murray is on his second coach?
Cliff Kingsbury drafted him. Cliff Kingsbury wasn't there that long.
Yeah, but this is the second coach, and I think the Cardinal season is already over. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a really good catch, but outside of that catch, he's not looked like the guy we expected him to look like.
He looked like he could have ran the 40.
And the guys in his class, unfortunately, do look that good.
Yeah. Shout out to DeMarcado, the running back that fumbled at the goal line for Arizona. I was playing against you in fantasy, and you went from 20 points to 4. I'm sorry, 8. Because you fumbled and did not get the touchdown. Shout out to you. But other than that, man, and then they fumbled. That Tyler Lockett fumble, the interception that turned into a fumble and a fumble recovery in the end zone is the weirdest thing. I didn't think you could fumble forward.
I think that's college.
No, that's actually fumbling backwards because the defense had the ball. So again, but that's par for the course because it's Tennessee. That's what happens when you have two teams that suck. You have weird ass plays like that, and that's why. But shout out to Cam, you needed it, and Calvin Ridley. Shout out to you. I dropped you off fantasy football because you had an average of 3 points, and you got.
He went crazy.
20-something points.
He went nuts.
Anyway.
But this is the thing. I think that's one off for Ridley. I don't think that there are any more of those consistent where you can count on him to be anything more than a complimentary player.
Yeah, in the AFC, especially in the AFC South, because all of a sudden the AFC South is really good.
You know where his next destination is.
Oh, Kansas City. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 5 receptions for 131 yards. Woo! That's the Ridley that we loved.
Baltimore. Next up, where we want to go? I really this would be a long conversation, but we can. Bucks, another team that had a stupid ass ending. Shout out to the Seahawks for just y'all tricked this game off. Sam Darnold, the Bucks win. Emeka Egbuka, leading rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year, hands down, just putting on a masterclass. I think that he's playing so well that you have to consider, hey, Godwin, might be time for you to go.
Nah, Chris Godwin took a pay cut to come back. You ain't gonna do that to him.
You know what that sounds like to me? A very tradable contract.
Baker and Buka, they do it again. The last interception that put them in position to kick the field goal was Sam Darnold, who threw the ball, and then it ricocheted off of the defensive tackle's helmet, but not up in the air. It hit the side of the helmet and went directly to Levante David. I say all of that to say they have now won all 5 of their games. All 5 of their games have been won or lost they won all 4 of their 5 games. They won their 4 games in the final possession. Field goal. Touchdown with 59 seconds left over the Falcons.
Now, there's 2 ways to look at this. Actually, you really
think about this. What I was saying is,
go ahead.
Are the Buccaneers We believe that they're good, right? We believe because they're hurt. We believe that they're good, but they are lucky, man. They are lucky. The ball has been bouncing in their favor beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you know what I say. You get it all early, the pendulum is going to swing in the opposite direction eventually. They beat the Falcons 23-20. That's 3 points. They beat the Texans 20-19, 1 point. They beat the Jets 29-27, 2 points. They lost to Philly by 6 points and then won against Seattle by 3 points. Their points for 135, points against 132. It is a 3-point differential.
And they're 4-1.
That is wild.
You can look at it different ways because that's what the Chiefs were when they went 15-1 or 15-2, whatever they went. But the Bucks just keep figuring out ways to win. I don't want to say they're bad, but this is a team to watch when they get healthy because I want to see how good they can actually be if they can ever get healthy.
That is the one caveat that I do give them is they're not playing without their wide receiver. They're not playing with their wide receiver 1. Their wide receiver 2 is trying to come back from injury. Their RB1 has been injured, hurt. You know, Rashad White stepped in and played well. And Baker Mayfield just kind of, you know, Baker Mayfield, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. God almighty.
Yeah.
Panthers couldn't win with him. Browns couldn't win with him.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The Seahawks had a tough game, but it is what it is. Lions beat the Bengals. We knew this was going to happen. Yeah. Jake Browning may have played his way out of the league. He looking like the Peterman, throwing 3 interceptions. He looked awful. The Lions they did not come out unscathed though, because the Lions now are down both of their starting cornerbacks, including DJ Reed, who they signed in offseason from the Jets, as well as Terrion Arnold, who has a shoulder injury and he's out for the season. So
that was
while the Lions did look good running the ball, and shout out to David Montgomery, this game was special to him. Homecoming game, his sister got to see him play for the first time in a while. It was not without. It was a dominating win, but it was not without loss for them.
Next man up. Y'all got a loaded team of players. Figure it out.
Bengals talking about they're not even committed to Browning. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Let me turn the speaker up because I didn't know you were. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. The Bengals, your season is over. Do whatever you want to. I think that I'm a person who believes in keeping your guys engaged. So make the call on Jameis, make the call on Russ, make the call on Kirk. Somebody got to be willing to part with somebody.
Yeah, they already said they are not committed to Browning. They asked him 3 times, and each time he said, "Well, we're evaluating it." I said, "Ooh, they about to cut you, big dog."
You going home, Tommy? Commanders. Soon as you want to believe in the Chargers, they just go right back to
thought you were.
You can't. Everything over there is janky. You look at Herbert. As soon as you start talking about Herbert, he got to be top 5. He go right back to being himself. They start dropping the ball. Quentin Johnston.
Now I will say they lost Mighty Joe. Now Big Joe Alt hurt.
That does, but one person can't.
Yes, 6'8", 340, blindside protector, definitely can change everything.
Oh, and I think they lost Amarion Hampton too.
Yes. What was weird about this game is they scored the first 10 points, and then Washington scored the last 27. Shout out to Alabama State's own Corey Merritt, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Shout out to you. And shout out to Deebo Samuel for reminding y'all just who he is. Scored another touchdown, another 70-something yards receiving, and 6-7 targets in fantasy football. That equals about 20 points. Appreciate you, Deebo.
Well, in hindsight, they got a lot going on. Rashawn Slater,
out.
Injured reserve. Out.
Yeah, they just paid him.
Denzel Perryman, injured reserve. Out. Khalil Mack,
broke arm.
Injured reserve. Out.
4 games. He'll be back. He should be back next week. 2 weeks.
Najee Harris,
season
done for the season. Mekhi Becton, questionable. Joe Alt, out. Darius Davis, out. Will Disley, out. Omarion Hampton, out. Bruh.
They look like the Ravens.
Yo, y'all are zombies. Y'all just whoever, hey, y'all available to play? Hey, you might need to call one of them boys from UCLA. Because I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I don't think that they're a bad team. They just hurt. At every place where you need help, they're hurt.
In every place that you significantly invested in. You significantly invested in the offensive line. You've spent your first lottery pick, and then you also paid Rashawn Slater. Both out. Denzel Perryman and Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was about to retire. And he told y'all about to retire. And he was like, hey, we need you back 1 more year. You begged him to come back. He broke his arm. It's just very unfortunate. And I knew Quentin Johnson was going to come back first, though.
And Harris are your 3 leading rushers. 2 of those guys you won't see for ages. Yeah, I don't.
Good for the team.
Injuries will derail. I mean, that's what happened in my fantasy football. I'm so happy I won today because Joe Burrow and CeeDee Lamb put me between a rock and a hard place.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, my bad.
What we did not expect to happen, except for some people. I did hear some people pick the Pats over the Bills, but the Patriots defeat the Bills 23-20. And the Vrabel era is an interesting era, but I think they're on to something. They call him he is the exact opposite of Michael McDaniel, where Michael McDaniel was flash. Vrabel is all
Belichick.
Fundamentals. All Belichick. Fundamentals.
And I said that when we were watching the game. I think I put it in the group. I was like, hey, the Pats don't really make mistakes. Like, they may not be the most overly talented team yet, because they do need some receivers. They need some receiver help. But they are wildly disciplined. Now, they did have like 4 plays in a row where they got penalties. And Vrabel, you ever see your parents get so mad that they don't even be mad?
Oh, he was beside himself.
But he couldn't be mad. He just was sitting there like, bro, if I say anything, you know how this is what your parents say. If I say anything right now, I'm gonna go to jail.
Right.
That's what they say. And that's exactly how he felt. Because he was like, they got unsportsmanlike conduct, roughing the passer. It was like 3 15-yard penalties in a row. And he was like, bro.
Now, it also did do Drake May a big favor that Stephon Diggs was motivated to beat one of his former teams.
I was about to say, now, this was the Diggs revenge game now.
Yeah.
He's seen the memes. He addressed the memes. He's seen the memes. I seen you talking.
Full side eye. But 10 receptions for 146 yards on 12 targets.
They only threw the ball.
I don't know if he's a long-term answer there. And I wonder if he can keep playing like this. That's my biggest thing. Because before this, he was quiet. But if he can be the wide receiver 1 and play with the level of motivation that he played with this week, then yeah, him and Boutte, and then you're right. You either appeal for somebody in free agency or you go and get a guy in the draft. Then Drake May has a full complement.
You got to give Drake May credit. That play where he fought off the D tackle and got it to Diggs to keep the drive going was great. And I will say, he was dealing in the first half. Him and Diggs were unstoppable in the first half. They could not cover him. And combine that
powder.
Yeah, combine that with Vrabel got that defense playing.
The lime and the coconut. Mix it all up.
Vrabel got Christian Gonzalez, who came back from being injured, who 2 points. The Bills need a receiver. Keon Coleman's cool. I like Chris Samuel. You need somebody else. I like Shakir. He's cool too. But
that's what I was watching the game thinking, man. I'm like, it's tricky because those guys are like good enough. Curtis Samuels has his moment. Keon Coleman, he does do a good job of at the right time making a big play. But I think
they got him in the wrong role. They need to make him a possession receiver. He's not a down. He can out jump you, but he's not a down the field guy. They need a down the field guy.
I think he is a top tier wide receiver too. I think that is the ideal role for him. And
they need a one. They need a.
But this is the thing: when you pay Josh Allen all that money, you kind of get that. That's the reason. Like I was watching the game, like I don't really hate this wide receiver room. There's room for improvement, but I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it.
But they didn't spend the money. Yeah, and when you couple that with the Pats spent all the money on defense. They got Christian Gonzalez. They brought in Carlton Davis. They brought in that D lineman from Philly. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Bills got Bosa too, though.
Yeah. Bosa been breaking down. You're talking about Joey, right?
Yeah,
Joey been hurt.
But that's what I'm saying. If you spend money on Josh and Joey, you got to expect them to lift the tide. And Josh Allen has been doing it.
They were undefeated. The tide is lifted.
Yeah. Now that is the question of how high can you get this tide, and for how long is it sustainable? I think that it would be smart for them to go into the draft again and try to get a guy. I don't know of a guy though this year that will be that.
Really? I mean, you can find some.
You could piecemeal some guys together. You're right. I mean, DJ Moore. DJ Moore is going to be out of there.
Championship game with your boy
Ridley will be out of there. Amari Cooper,
Jacoby Myers. I just said for the Falcons. Yeah. That's somebody that they just need somebody to be a number one guy to be able to go over the top. So, but again, this is a great game, revenge game. It seemed like every time somebody made a mistake, the other team made a mistake right back. You made a penalty, I made a penalty. You did this, I did that. So now all of a sudden, the Pats are squarely in the AFC race with the Bills now.
Buffalo at 4-1, New England at 3-2, Miami at 1-4, New York at 0-5. It is literally the best in the middle.
I guess they're always going to be in the middle since there's only two sides, but
but they ain't going to be on the other side. Those other two teams.
No, the Bills have to play us now, and if all goes well for us, now all of a sudden the Bills are 4-2, and if the Pats win next week, the Pats are 4-2, and the Pats are in first place. That's a highly likely scenario. Now, I don't know who the Pats
play. An MVP quarterback, brother. I am trying to temper my expectations. I do not want to come here and try to crown a car tomorrow.
I ain't gonna say. I think we're gonna give the Bills hell. I just don't know. We gotta figure out how to stop Josh Allen. He's so 6'5". But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of episode 202 of Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We covered HBCU news around the culture. Talked about some Hawks. Talked about college football. Talked about pro football. Nora, we didn't miss anything. Take us out as I finish.
Please blitz every play next. On Sunday, just blitz. Just blitz. If we get beat blitzing, I will probably be. I'll
Ooh,
probably
we
be
play
okay.
next Monday.
Correct.
Hmm.
I just blitz every play, and if he beats us blitzing, then he beats us. Do not, Lord, try to sit back there and just have these guys cover for 85 hours while Josh Allen runs around like the black quarterback that he is. With that being said, we didn't miss anything. We are going to close out. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Of course, like, follow, subscribe. This is episode 202. Dickens.
We out of here. I ain't missing nothing. I'm just watching Chris Jones give up on the play.
Number one. More black baseball. Y'all mentally prepare yourself for next season. Send thoughts and prayers to the Braves. I've seen a lot of scenarios now that Snicker is going to join the front office. They're starting the managerial search. The only thing that I'm really asking is bring Washington back, bring EY back, Chipper Jones hitting coach, and make a very good decision on your next Brave skipper. Please, Lord, do right by us. Number 2, insert anything here. I am so tired of all types of trail rides, boots, fans, everything. I'm good. Number 3, the historically black college university you went to, your cousin, your auntie, your auntie's best friend, Deborah, Marie, any of them people. Send some money over there to day school. Historically black college university in your neighborhood, the one you're going to for homecoming step show. Homecoming almost here. Homecoming is almost here. It's a couple weeks. Don't wait till the last minute to get your stuff right. Send some money there. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University. We only ask for $18.68. Matter of fact, President Williams said that. He said, when you get to homecoming, make sure you got your $18.68 ready. Send the money. Outside of that, adios, mi amigos. God is love. Until we meet again, y'all be safe. Adios and arriva derci.
Peace. We out of here.